Hi, my name's Will. I'm the computer dancer. I have been working on computers since the 1980s, 43 plus years, and I've had the pleasure to deal with several thousand people. A lot of them express that they would like more information in the form of pre-basics, and that's really what I want to do with these videos. I'm going to attempt to keep them short and to the point. On today's dance card, we're going to be talking about the recycle bin. It's one of the least understood tools, I think, in Windows. I often would get calls where people have deleted things and they were afraid there was no way to get it back. Well, the recycle bin is generally where things are going to be. So just to show you a little bit about how it works, let's double click on the recycle bin and open it up. So as you see, here's the recycle bin. And I have a couple of examples here on the desktop that we are going to use to kind of see how this really works. So I'm going to right click on one of these shortcuts because I've obviously got too many of them. And then I am going to go to delete. When I go to delete, it automatically goes into the recycle bin. I can also take something and drag it straight to the recycle bin and put it in. If I decided that that was not what I wanted to do, I could do one of two things. Either I can pull it out by left clicking and holding and then moving the icon out, or I can right click and hit restore with a left click and it'll move it back out to where it came from. So if you deleted this file from a pictures folder, it would go back to the pictures folder. If you delete it from the desktop, it goes back to the desktop. So there's a couple of extra things you might want to know about how the recycle bin works when it comes to folders. You'll notice here I have a folder, and the folder has a link inside. It could be pictures, it could be anything. When we right click on the folder outside of the recycle bin, we can hit open and it shows us what's in there. When we move it into the recycle bin and we right click on it, we have no way to view it. It is not on our list. And if we double click on it, it just opens up the properties. So we would have to restore it. And of course, you can see over here where it's restoring to. So if you deleted it from a folder and you're not sure you could find that folder again, you can just look to where it says. Or if you have a different view, for example, if you're seeing this type of view, underneath on the bar, it will still tell you where that folder came from. So in this case, I'm going to pull it back out here. There are a couple of extra things I'd like you to know about the recycle bin. And one of those can be found up here on this properties window. So if you'll bring your mouse over to properties and hit the left button, it opens up the directions basically for the recycle bin. And you'll see here, display delete confirmation box. If you'd like, you can check that box, and then every time you try to delete something, it will remind you, hey, you're trying to delete this. Some people prefer that, others not. There's another option here for those who like to live dangerously, and that is don't move files to the recycle bin. Remove files immediately when deleted. So for me, this is a recipe for trouble. You may notice that yours is actually ticked. If it is, I would suggest that you uncheck it. As you may also notice that in my case, I have two different hard drives. And those will have different controls set up for each one. Your mileage may vary. If you have more than one drive, I would set them up to be as close to the same as possible. I'm going to cancel out of this And the other thing that I'd like to show you is this menu that is under the recycle bin tools. So this is considered a ribbon bar. And the ribbon bar will have some of the information that we need to look at. One of the things about Windows is it can be configured in a number of ways. It depends on the manufacturer or the person that set up your computer for you. So you may or may not be seeing the ribbon bar. If I click on one of these commands, you'll notice it will open this bar, and the bar just gives us a little bit more information at our fingertips. To get the bar to show up all the time, you would hit this little down arrow key and uncheck minimize the ribbon. Now the ribbon will show up whenever you're in this window. For example, if we close it and then reopen it, the ribbon shows up. If you don't want the ribbon, again, your little down arrow and click on minimize the ribbon. So if we delete all of these things, we're going to just highlight them all, right click, delete. They all show up in our folder. Now from here, I can either go onto the ribbon and say empty, or restore all items, or restore selected if we were going to use the checkboxes. Are you sure you want to restore all the items? Yes, we are in this particular case, and there are our 3 items. You may not want to do that if you have been deleting things for the last year or so without ever emptying the recycle bin. If you thought this was of value and look specifically for what you're looking for. Subscribe if you like, and remember to make comments. That's really all I got for you today. Have a good day. See you on the next one.